Hey y'all, welcome back. It is some absolutely gorgeous weather out here today. I mean, it's beautiful. What we're going to attempt to do today is get the fencing or get the wire up around our garden fence here. We got Maggie ready here. She got her hammer in her hand and she's very anxious to use it. I've got a 100-foot roll and a 50-foot roll of the 4-foot, what I call doglot wire, but it's the 2x4 welded wire. And I think we'll start in that corner over there and just work our way around. Whew, that thing's got some weight to it. Jacob, you got your hammer too? All right. I don't got much room to work back here. Jacob, my staples for this fence are laying over there on top of them blocks of wood. We're only going to put one in it to start with here, so that way we can go back and somewhat move it all around. We don't have enough room in here to lay it down, I don't think. Maybe we can lay it down. If we can, it'd make it a whole lot easier to roll. It was a mistake nailing that up first. I shouldn't have done that. What we need to do, because we're pulling uphill, this is not sloped the same as this garden over here. We need to go up here to this bottom post, to this middle post, and pull it tight and put a staple there.
Right there?
Yeah. You about get it started.
Come on.
Hey, let me get it started for you, and then you can hammer it.
Okay.
There you go.
Come on. That's why I don't like holding them at the bottom.
Let me see.
You like going like this.
Yeah, I like holding them like that because it's easier.
All right, now we'll go back to that post and pull the wire back that way.
You're going to have to cut down, no.
Okay. I'm gonna hold it. Oh, I thought I was. I need a screwdriver is what I need instead of these pliers.
You want me to go get you one?
Maybe I can make do for right now. Can you hit that without smashing my finger?
No. Don't have to do it slow.
Them little tacks is really easy to drive in. All right, you want me to get it?
You started a little bit. Daddy, touch your
I can't drive with this hand. Hold on.
Gosh. Now that's an end.
Let me get a couple more in it. Then I'll let you drive some up top.
Like, well, this is the only thing I'm playing with in here.
There we go. There you go.
I cannot get this thing straight.
There you go. There you go.
You're getting it, you just ain't hitting it. So we got a wrinkled up spot in our fence now. That's my fault though.
That's fine. Can I hammer this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to use your hammer. Then I'll hammer back.
So we went to Lowe's. What's it been now? Probably 2 weeks ago.
Something like that.
And the kids, instead of looking at toys or caring anything about toys, they wanted to go to Lowe's and they bought them some hammers. Said they wanted to help Daddy do his fencing job right here.
Oh, wait.
Did it. There you go. That's good.
I can't get over there anymore. You get ready to go in every spot.
Perfect.
It's like that. I have to bend it.
They'll be all right. All right. Let me have one of them and I'll hold it with my pliers. There you go. Look, you see how it got cocked up?
Mm-hmm.
Then come back down and hit it from the top side.
Okay.
I guess that's better than nothing right there. You just can't get right, can you? Here, let me have that one.
Especially when I'm holding it right from the bottom.
All right.
I'm whamming harder like this.
Perfect. There you go. All right. Let me get one good smack on it. Hit it. Smack it. There you go.
Tiger.
Smack it.
Let him
You're
move.
pecking it like a woodpecker. You need to smack it.
It's still gonna hold it.
It's getting hot out here.
It is hot. I got our old garden gate shut.
Yep. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's good.
Why don't I hold a screwdriver while you nail it?
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll work. Well, you get over here on this side then. Here, take that one.
Pull this.
Now, the key to holding the screwdriver is stay as close to that welded spot right there as you can, because that's where it's the strongest. All right, got that one.
Now we have a big.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that out. Actually, we could probably go ahead and do that and make our lives a little easier.
You have to cut that one.
All right. Where'd the hammer go?
It's right there beside you.
That's it. Bring your screwdriver. There we go. All right, you can let that one go. There you go. Oh, just like that. Perfect. Throw them down. All right.
Do I now need to hold it with the screwdriver?
Now I'm just gonna put this in its place to just to hold it.
I got this one. Give me that screwdriver, please.
You just dropped it through the fence. Thank you, little man.
You're welcome. I don't need you to pull that.
All right, here's your screwdriver. There you go. There you go. Good job. That's a plenty.
Yeah. Now that's definitely not going to come off.
You need me to do that one since it's on the bottom?
Mm-mm.
All right, make you a hole. There you go. Here, I'm holding it. You can let it go right there. Okay.
I don't like doing the bottom with by the fun.
They're not as easy as the rest of them, are they?
I wish that thing was up a little bit higher and then my screwdriver could like go through there.
I know it. Look at you. There you go. Perfect.
And I also got the top one by myself.
All right, I got the wire.
Gosh, that's easy. Don't pull two for about right.
Got it?
Yeah. There you go.
All right, let me twist it one more time. I'm gonna give it an extra twist around.
Yeah, since this one's actually the top one.
Yeah. Is it even with that one? Yep, right there.
Hold
You want me to come on, keep on coming? Okay.
on. No.
That's gonna be tricky. You might have to let me do that one.
Give me a screwdriver. I got it right now.
Think so?
Mhm.
You need me to pull that wire in? What you need me to do? There we go. Okay. You got this. Oh.
Come on.
Okay, keep going. There it is.
Oh my God, to do it like this.
There we go. Look at there.
We're coming right along here. We've got all the back side, all that side. Fixing to tighten up this side now. And before I forget, I want to make a quick note here to anybody who might be wanting to do something similar to this on their own. See, I've got that gate off the ground right there. So we don't really have a problem with like rabbits or groundhogs or anything like that up here that would be crawling low to the ground. But if you did have a problem with something like that and you put up a gate like this, you would want to make sure that you've got that gate as low to the ground as possible and have as little a gap in between your posts as possible, just so some of those little critters, they can't slip right through there. Our main animal to keep out is a deer. Yeah, if this garden were down at the creek, we'd have done that gate right there different. Okay, let's move on up. My goodness, it's warming up nice. If it stays like this long, there you go, the fruit trees are gonna be budding out.
Like the peaches.
Yeah, I hope they don't start yet. I'm sure we ain't done with cold weather yet.
No. If it's gonna be like this tomorrow, I'm gonna cut my hair tomorrow. I'm gonna cut my hair tonight.
You are?
Mhm.
Boy, I can't wait to see you cut your hair. It's gonna look good. All right. Megan, don't clip them T-posts yet. The ones on the side we're on now. We're gonna have to go back and do some work out yonder at that other post. Up. All right, pull. All right, let's go back to the other post. So I don't know how we're gonna do this, Jacob, because this post where we're at an angle, it's gonna make it a little more difficult.
Looks like it's pulling it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold it like that right there. Now, don't pull too tight because it's just holding jammed in the wood.
Where?
There's a spider hanging down.
Where?
A little one. It's a little brown spider. It was a little brown spider.
It was.
All right, you let go.
Yeah.
I just loosened it back up.
I'm gonna have to go get something to drink. My throat's got dry.
Doesn't look like it's dripping.
It's gonna fall.
Well, they're all tied together. So you gonna try this one?
All right, right there. Got it?
I don't know how it's still holding.
Let her go. Now we just need to cut all that excess out.
All of that. Hold on, Daddy. I'll be right back.
Where you going?
I'll be right back.
That was starting to look like a dog pen.
Think so?
Daddy, I fixed both with some water.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
You get any sweeter, I don't know what.
I wasn't expecting that from you when you said you had to go for a minute.
Here's just a fuller one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ah. Y'all want some?
Maggie on the phone. Jacob, that was awfully sweet, honey. What made you think of that?
Because I told him my throat was dry. It was hurting. It was so dry. I guess he thought about it. I don't know. I didn't realize that's what he was doing.
And I want some water too.
Come on, I need you to help, Mom.
You do need me to help? What you need me to do?
I need you to pull that in right there.
I believe that'll work. All right. I know we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. Well, they're all tied together. There we go.
Gosh, this other one's gonna be easy.
A lot easier than some of them we've done, ain't they?
I got this one really straight. Probably because I hold this one.
Look at yonder.
Look.
Good job. Oh.
Can someone get us this
Hey, Jacob.
screwdriver?
We dropped the screwdriver. There you go. There you go. You got it, girl. All right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, right there.
So I just don't get the 6. Wait, no. Sometimes I had to push on that real hard so that would come off. Oh gosh.
I'll get it figured out.
Hang on.
You're okay.
I'm gonna try to do it like that. I'm going.
You need to. There you go. You got it. See?
Hang on.
It's all right. Ain't going nowhere.
Well,
It's done.
it's done. Y'all look at this. We've got it pulled tight from this corner to that corner to that corner, back to that corner. And my wife is so good at tamping posts, y'all. When we put tension on that fence, none of the posts even moved. So I am very tempted to not put no corner braces in this thing. The only thing we've got left is this opening right here. So this is the wire that was left off of the 100-foot roll from all of that. And it liked about 5 foot from reaching all the way to this post which is why I bought this 50-foot roll. Yes, 50 foot is way too much to fill in this gap, but
We'll find. I mean,
we'll
put
find
it up
something.
and
Yeah, we'll
use it
find something to
eventually.
do with this. It'll get used up eventually. I'm thinking though, until we get done with all the work, getting everything prepped in here, I'm probably not going to finish this hole right here just yet. I can leave it open and just leave it just like it is, because we've still got to build a couple raised beds out through there before I ever till this right here up. That way I'm not driving back and forth over tilled ground.
And once we fill those up, I mean, it's just like these. The rest of it, it'll sink some through the years, but nothing a wheelbarrow can't.
You can just top them off.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks so good. It matches the other fence just perfect. Everything, it looks like it's always been here.
It really does.
Well, for the past, 30 minutes, we've been out here talking, negotiating, figuring, you name it, trying to figure out the exact configuration of how we're going to do our raised beds. And we figured it out. The bad part is I went down there and checked my lumber pile, and I don't quite have enough oak boards sawn to do them. And when I start doing them, I want to be able to do it and be finished with it. So I guess I'm going to have to put another oak log on the sawmill and mill just a few more boards so we can build them the way we want to build them.
And the reason we want, raised beds versus in-ground garden on part of this is just through the years we figured out that some stuff does really good in raised beds that just does okay in the ground, and vice versa. There's some stuff that does really good in the ground and some stuff that don't do that great in raised beds. So we got kind of a happy medium here, and again, it's going to be localized right here. And it's like I told Andy a while ago, why are you doing it? You might as well do it the way you want to do it.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. Is I have enough.
Don't settle.
Yeah, I have enough lumber to halfway do it, and I'm like, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it, do it right. So we're just going to wait until I get a few more logs sawn on the sawmill. That shouldn't take long to do.
And I'm going to answer a question real quick too while we're talking about it. Somebody did make a good point as to why not cut us a gate to come in from our main garden where we've added on here, instead of coming out a gate and back in another one. Well, we've got a raised bed. If you're new around here, we got a raised bed that's kind of in an L shape all the way around this thing right here. And we've got stuff planted in all of it. And the gate would have to be right here in amongst our grapevine, and you might as well, if you're gonna walk down this far, you might as well just come on out and come this way. That's why we did it that way, instead of making a path to come from this side to that side, because we didn't want to interrupt that raised bed. And a few extra steps is really not that big of a deal. So
It's not. If we were doing this all from scratch and this existing garden wasn't here, well, we wouldn't even had this fence in between the two anyways.
well, but that grapevine was already there.
Yeah.
That was your papa's grapevine.
Right,
so.
right. But I'm saying we would have built it so that we did have a cut through. However, it's existing, and a cut through just don't make sense the way we've got it laid out. So I'm guessing today, what we've done today is going to be all we're really going to do on this garden. We got a lot more to get prepared for before we do anything else. We thought we were prepared, but we're not.
I don't know. I just think you ought to, anything in life, I kind of think of it that way. You might as well do it right the first time the way you want it.
We have the means to go cut more lumber and make it the way we want it, so we might as well do it.
Yep.
It's just going to take more time. I thought we were going to get that part of it done today. Well, turns out we're not.
Well, but I'm glad we stood here and figured the way we did, because we actually changed our plans a little bit, what we was aiming to do. So.
And we like our new plans for the layout a whole lot better.
Yep.
And I think having the fence up here, since we're actually done with the fence, having the fence up, we were able to see it all, and that's what made us change our mind.
Yep.
Pretty much. Now, if I hadn't added on the raised bed down here, I would have had plenty of lumber. So in some ways, I'm kind of wishing I hadn't done that. But it's done now, so it's all right.
One of these days you'll listen to me.
Well, yeah, I know. You actually told me. You was like, shouldn't you build those beds up there first before you add on to these? And I was like, no, I got enough. Well, it turns out I didn't. So what I'm going to spend the rest of the evening working on is the old red and white truck y'all been seeing in the background for years. I've spent a lot of time the last, I don't know, 2-3 days working on this truck. I haven't got it running yet, but I'm closer now than I've been the whole time. So if I ever do get it running, there will be a video on the process of getting this truck started. That video won't come out till the truck is running under its own power.
Well, before supper, me and Maggie came down here to feed everybody. And to my surprise, we have yet another new little face. Candy had her baby, and it seems to be doing well. I was actually down here earlier today just checking on her. I'd noticed her making milk over the last few days. And this morning I told myself, I said, well, it don't look like it's going to be today, so I didn't let him out or anything. She didn't show any signs that it was going to be today. And when I found him, he is already dry, up and about, drinking milk, doing good. That's the way I like it. It's a spry little fella. He's a boy. So my first two were heifers, and he is a little bull. So we'll steer him probably in the next couple weeks, but he's getting along pretty good. He's only a few hours old. Duchess is wanting to play. Candy is a great mama. She's a very gentle cow. I feel really lucky to have found her a few years ago when I found her. I think I've had her for 2 years now, actually. Look forward to cow milking videos coming up very soon. My work's getting ready to get real busy here in the next few months, but I love milking, so no problem there. But there he is. The kids have named him Ribeye, so we have Hamburger, the steer over here, and his name is Ribeye. So my 3 babies, Duchess, Ribeye, and Chocolate. So tonight for supper, we're going to be having a pretty simple, straightforward supper. I'm going to be making some beef tips and some canned corn. I don't know what else. I'm going to check out the basement and see what else I decide to fix. But what I'm most excited about tonight is dessert. So the other day, one of my good friends on Facebook shared, them recipes float around Facebook every which way. And she shared this one that's called chocolate cobbler. And it really caught my eye, and it really looks good, and it really sounds good and easy. So I'm going to try to make one tonight. Don't know if it'll be any count. May not be worth a hill of beans, but I want to try it because it does look really good. But I'm going to run down to my grocery store, grab some corn, and figure out what else I'm going to have. All right, corn. And actually on the way down here, I got to thinking about it, and I believe I want some October beans. So, into the pot we go. We're just going to let these simmer while the rest of supper is cooking. If I need to add a little water to them as they're cooking, then I will. But I want to put me some just salt and pepper in them, and some pieces of some trimmings off some country ham, and these right here will be, oh man, honestly I could make a meal off of just these. I wouldn't even need nothing to go with them. Maybe a little cornbread, but whenever I cook country ham, I like to cut the bones out of them, especially for eating sandwiches or something, but I don't throw them bones away. It's the perfect thing to go with any kind of beans or green beans or greens. Gives it the best flavor. And we're going to start making our chocolate cobbler mixture because I think it's got to cook for a while. For this cobbler, we're setting our oven on 350 degrees. Now, I'm just going by this recipe I found on Facebook. Like I said, I ain't never made this before, but I hope it's as good as it looks in the pictures. But we know how they go sometimes. But we're going to melt a half a cup of butter in a baking dish. I'm going to stick this in the oven and let this all melt, and then we'll make our batter. So for the batter, we're going to start out with 1.5 cups of sugar. One thing I did notice when I was writing this recipe down, it's got its fair share of sugar in it. 1.5 cups of sugar. 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. one. And 2 cups of self-rising flour. We're gonna get all this mixed together. And before we go any further, I need to start boiling 3 cups of water. I'm gonna check my butter. It ain't quite melted yet. Now to our batter mixture here, we're gonna add a cup of milk. Cup of milk. And some vanilla. And get all that mixed up here. Now I'm going to take it, this is supposed to be thick because it said to spoon the batter out into the pan. I don't know if they got their measurements right here. I believe I need a little bit more milk than that. I know it don't call for it, but I'm going to add it. I probably added just like maybe another 1/4 of a cup. Here we go. That's I don't know how this is gonna be. I got my doubts, but we'll see. It's supposed to be like gooey on the bottom. I don't know if it will be or not. Alright. So it said to leave the butter like this and to spoon this chocolate mixture out on top of the melted butter. Trying to make it as even as I can. Alright, so now I have to make what they call the topping. So I'm going to wash my bowl real quick. So for the topping, it calls it, we need 2 cups of sugar. I told y'all, they ain't lacking on the sugar in this recipe. A 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Alright, it says to liberally sprinkle this over this. We're going to take our 3 cups of boiling water we started a while ago and pour it over it evenly. I don't know what this is going to turn into. I ain't never made nothing like this in my life. Man, about wasn't deep enough. I wasn't expecting quite all of that. But now we're going to cook it at 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes, it says, until the top of it looks like a cake. So, let's do it. Alright, we're going to get our beef tips going now. And I had somebody ask in the last video about my frying pan here that I fried them steaks in. This is a 10-inch Wagner pan. It's got a 10 there, so I'm assuming that means it's a 10-inch. I'm no expert on these cast iron pans, but this is something I picked up at a flea market years and years ago for actually super cheap. But the reason it was cheap for being a Wagner is it's a little bit warped, but not so bad that it bothers me any. I'm going to put me some bacon grease in my frying pan here. gives them some great flavor. So I'm gonna let that get good and hot. Go ahead and pour my corn out in my pot over here. Alright, what I'm gonna do with my corn is I'm gonna put just a hair more water in it, not much, maybe a cup, about like that, yeah, about a, whatever that is, cup I guess. Put a little more water in there, and I'm gonna sprinkle this with some flour. Maybe a tablespoon or so. I do that before I start heating it up. I'm gonna throw in a nice hunk of butter in there. And some salt. Now, I know sometimes on these videos it looks like I use like a ton of salt in my stuff, which I do use quite a bit. The body needs salt to live, contrary to popular belief, but this Redmond's real salt, it's got a totally different taste than Morton salt or just regular table salt. And you do have to use a little bit more of it to salt your food correctly. So sometimes when you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she put that much salt. But it's very, very mild salt. And, you know, this isn't sponsored or anything, but we've used Redmond salt now for many years. And now when I eat regular table salt, I can tell it. I can tell it. Oh my gosh. Oh no. It's dripping on the bottom of my oven. I can put this down there. I'm also just going to put a touch of bacon grease in this corn. Just a little. Gives it a nice taste. And we're going to let that start heating up. And then we'll, you know, I'll taste it and see what it needs. If it needs more butter, needs more salt, then I'll add it at that point. More of it. Alright, I'm going to get my beef tips in my pan here. We're going to throw some Slap Your Mama on there. Get them all spread out, and then I'm just going to let them sit here and sear until my pan tells me they're ready. Cast iron will let it go when it needs to be flipped. And so when they let go, then we'll give them a good stir again. Okay, y'all, a little side note on the chocolate cobbler. Apparently you need to use a really deep 9x13 pan or either a bigger pan for what the recipe called for. Because as we speak right now, it is bubbling over just ever so slightly. And I was wondering about that. I should have put something under it. Because I was wondering when I put it in there. If you try to make this, use a bigger pan or a deeper pan than I did. Alright, that's my cobbler. Would y'all believe I checked on this thing a few minutes ago and it ain't dripped no more since I put something under it. That's how it goes. Oh, this thing looks serious. Well, I'm gonna give it to it. It looks good. Up close to that there. Still, it's supposed to be still kind of gooey down in there. We're gonna eat us a bite of supper, and then I'll come back to y'all when we go to cut into this here delicious looking cobbler. Well, we're gonna cut into this thing and see what it looks like. Supper was really, really good. Now, this is supposed to be like runny underneath this.
Well, I'm very anxious to try it because I love anything chocolate.
Wow.
Oh, that looks good. It's a chocolate cobbler.
Facebook special.
Oh, you found it on Facebook?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks just like the top of a banana cobbler. Not a banana cobbler. What is a banana cobbler? What am I trying to think of?
A peach cobbler?
Yeah, I said it. It looks just like the top of a peach cobbler, except it's chocolate.
See, and that's what the pictures and stuff said it's supposed to be like runny underneath of it.
That looks good.
It does. So, It's pretty like cakey on the top. I mean, just like a cobbler. And then
Is it good?
you know what it tastes like?
What?
Is that better? You know when you go to a restaurant and they have like a lava cake?
Yeah.
Does it taste like that?
Yes, it is better. It's really good.
Well, I'm gonna sit down and dig into mine then.
It's really good. I bet that would be good. It says you can serve it with vanilla ice cream, but I ain't got none right now. Bet it would be good with that. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. Until we see y'all on the next one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.